Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just wanna mourn and run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the new channel, here to help you see the new you. This is Jesse Francis Rebustillo, your host. It is wonderful program, the HR Hotline. Welcome back to the HR Hotline. Today is a wonderful day. The sun is shining, and we have a very interesting topic. The pandemic made us compassionate, made us aware of people who are in need. And it's wonderful. Even those people who are actually also in need are helping others. But of course, there are some quarters wherein they are still what we call in the mode of the heart of stone. But majority is malasakit. We call that empathy, compassionate. Much more with organizations. Organizations not really compelled, but initiated to help. I learned from webinars how Ayala, the group of Gokongwei, SM, big companies, the office of the vice president, helping others, be it small or big. So that leads us to the topic of corporate social responsibility. Is it really a must? Might be. But is it really a need? Should be. If you have something to give, share it. It is in the Bible with no condition at all. So, what is the purpose of social responsibility? One is to share what you have, to give back to the community. Oh, in my organizations that I am in, sometimes we require people to pay a little, but sometimes they refuse. So it's actually looking into your heart, your spirituality. Spirituality is not memorizing the quotations in the Bible. Spirituality is not religiosity, wherein you're always in the church. Actually, spirituality is your faith, hope, and charity. And you share that. So, what will 500 really cost you if it is for the community? I do that. There is even that anecdote that why is it that you give tips at the time pre-COVID to taxi drivers, but don't give a tip to the jeepney driver and all the Grab, Lalamove delivery boys that delivers into my place? I give a little tip, if not tip, a a pandesal to show your kindness, to give back to the graces, the blessings that you have, or to really be philanthropic. It is part of your values. It is part of who you are that you want to share in any way. Inspiring, that is faith, hope, that is hand holding people, or charity, literally giving. And of course, the positive social values. What you do will also be observed and will be the values that will be taken by your children. Maybe if I claim that I am generous, because I got it from my dad. There was a time in Bicol that everybody of our relatives from Uwas, from what do you call this, somewhere in Cabernet Sur, Nabwa, wherever they are in, or in Sorsogon. Just yesterday, somebody found me, a nephew of mine found me. Oh, I'm so glad that you found me in Facebook. Yeah, do I know you? Then I asked, have you been to our place? Yes. When I was a kid, we used to sleep over in your place whenever we go have transactions in Legazpi. So I got it from my dad. There was a time that the house is full of relatives, full of friends. Because we are in Legazpi, and if they have transactions, follow up with their applications, follow up with the bank, they sleep. Or my mom, I can still remember. We have to share the food. I have to bring if we have uh, extra food in the house, to my lolo's house, to my uncle's house. So the generosity that of the responsibility starts actually from home, and it is nested on the individual. So while we are in organizations, we have CSRs. Are we true to it? Is that really authentic? Is that sincere? Or are you just doing it because you would like to do some, what, in finance and in accounting, when you do some donations, then you have some tax, what do you call that? Yes. Or is it really your advocacy? So that is what we are going to discuss. From your social responsibility to your advocacy. Is it really your purpose? There can be some incongruency. It's not aligned on a position of what you advocate from the activities of your social responsibility. And advocacy is actually your stand, your voice, and your opinion to situations or people you think that are aggrieved or cannot have a voice. So you stand up for them. So you're an advocate of, say, green. What do you call that? That one of Earth Hour. I am an advocate of that. I really had an argument with our community here when they started chopping the trees. I told them it is a misnomer. It is an insult that we are Marcelo Green Village and there are no greeneries. So I'm advocate because plants cannot talk, trees cannot talk. I'm an advocate for paws, for dogs, because I have lots of dogs and I know how they feel. They have feelings. Which way I take care of plants, I take care of animals. But there are some advocacies also for people. The farmers. I am now very much involved because I have cousins who are farmers. Just imagine they stay in the sun for the longest time. And my plantito is more expensive than the rice that we buy. So there are a lot of things that we can discuss. I will now introduce our guest. It's time to introduce our guest. She's very much into corporate social responsibility and she has an advocacy. She has a very long profile, but I will just mention the key. She's very much into Go Negocio. This is for her entrepreneurship side. She's a certified mentor of Go Negocio. For her advocacy, she's the vice president now of Makati Tourism Foundation. So it's actually advocating how Makati can still be boosted, appreciated by tourists. She's the president of the American Association of the Philippines. She is self-made. She's an entrepreneur. She has also this advocacy, the Asian Leaders Awards, Asia Leaders Awards. Well, I am in fact also engaged with. So various, if you could look at it, she's actually a point person because different different persuasions, different advocacies. She is the COO of the Tag Media Group, a consultant or a mentee to on marketing to billionaires. She's a blogger. She has been with Aloy Awards. She has been with. She writes. She's a writer. She's a Wonder Woman. And most of all, She is my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Grace Bondad Nicolas.
Ayan, thank you so much naman, Sir Jesse, with a wonderful introduction. Talaga namang
Ay,
nakakatawa ng puso, especially dun sa last one, na she's my friend. And
yun
definitely,
na,
ayan, I'm your
I,
friend.
I forgot to mention that you're one of the best dressed. I forgot that.
Ganon.
I, yeah, you know why I'm
Well,
following
thank
you
you
in.
so much.
You know why I'm following you at Facebook? Usually, first priority, how what is your attire in your post? And I love it. And I love it. But of course, you always have a an advocacy or an activity that is actually coming from yourself. So let us start our conversation in simple terms because you're doing it. What can you say about CSR? What do you mean by CSR? What is the meaning of CSR to you? Please, Ma'am Grace.
Okay, kasi 'di ba? Oh, thank you so much for that wonderful question also. Kasi I belong to a lot of organizations. Ayan, if you're following me on Facebook and Instagram, you will see also the companies I'm with. Okay? So start muna tayo sa Three Top Adventure. So okay, CSR. What is CSR, 'di ba? Corporate Social Responsibility. Usually this is the reflection, and then of course, we like to reach out the community. These are the things that we're doing outside our organization. Like para dun sa simple layman's term, no, what we're doing under Treetop Adventure. But first, I like to for you guys to understand what is Treetop Adventure. This is a theme park in Subic and also in Baguio. And of course, advocating for trees. Since Treetop Adventure, yung pong ating mga rights nakakabit sa trees. So what we're doing for our corporate social responsibility is of course, first thing is to plant the trees, 'di ba? Kasi nangyayari nga ngayon, nagkakaroon daw ng flooding dahil sa mga naputol na trees na hindi naman nagkakaroon ng replacement. So that's first thing that we're doing under our CSR, under Tree Top Adventure para much maintindihan nitong ating mga kababayan na hindi naman nagtatrabaho sa mga big companies, 'di ba? Kasi especially right now kapag tinatanong ko yung ating mga kababayan or mga kaibigan na, "Oh, may ano ba yung CSR mo?" Hindi nila alam 'yun. Oo, so 'yun po usually yung ginagawa to reach out the community or to giving back. Ayan, dito sa ating malalaking kumpanya to reach out the community, to giving back, makatulong. Ayan, which is advocating and also ito yung mga objective na ating we believe in. Ito yung tinatawag nating mga CSR. Ayan, Sir Jesse?
Yes, yes, yes. So you started with tree tap. So sa tree tap, you plant trees. You plant trees.
Yun yung
Okay.
ginagawa namin yearly. Actually, that's like a promise na for every year, that's what we're going to do. Okay? Pero it's not easy. Usually, kapag sinabi mo, oh, we're just going to plant trees, it's not easy. You really need to coordinate also with the stakeholders, kung saan ba talaga yung mga places na dapat nataniman. Not only that, no, hindi basta trees. Kasi di ba may mga prone na madaling mamatay, dapat may height din ito. So yung CSR actually is really it's not really easy. Okay? So that's why I'm very grateful and thankful with these companies kasi they're really exerting effort to do these things. Ayan,
So
under
what do you
Tap Adventure pa lang yan.
so you mean it's not the tree tap who plants it. There are companies who go there to plant. Am I right? Ganun ba 'yon?
Ah,
This you are
there are companies who are helping. Kasi it's not that easy, no? Yung sinabi natin, hindi naman tayo pwedeng basta na lang magtanim sa lansangan. 'Di ba? Kailangan natin magpapa-approve pa tayo dun sa may-ari ng area. Kung bundok yan, hindi naman tayo may-ari ng bundok. 'Di ba? So we really need to take into consideration itong mga stakeholders na kasama natin and for the approval also. Ang point natin dito, no, yung CSR talaga ay nararapat, especially dun sa mga big companies to reach out the community para makatulong, 'di ba, sa community to give back also on the blessings that the companies are receiving. One sample also that we're doing right now para maintindihan pa nitong ating mga kababayan like with the front row, 'di ba? They're very blessed with all the with all the income, maybe, kasi talaga namang number one, multi-level marketing right now. So they're giving back to the community, like with Direct RS Francisco, paano siya mag-giving back to the community? Ayun, nagbibigay siya ng halimbawa, etong mga products niya, like vitamins, and also for the kontra gutom, nagbibigay din siya all around the Philippines ng like feeding program. Ayan, kasi ang daming nagugutom right now. So it's one way to show their CSR or to reach out the community. 'Di ba? Pero hindi yun madali again. Kasi as I mentioned, like dun sa pagtatanim, it's not that easy, especially even dun sa feeding program. There are a lot of people na kailangan mong i-coordinate also. Like, sino ba talaga yung nangangailangan, and if that area or community is really in need of this feeding program, di ba? So, that's one way para maintindihan itong ating mga nanonood kung ano ba yung ginagawa nitong mga companies na to for their CSR or corporate social responsibility. Ayan, Sir Jesse?
Yes, yes, yes. So, that leads us. So, ang daming activities that we can do for your social responsibility. Pero, what are the relevant things that must be done now, considering the pandemic? With your experience, tell us, ano po ang mga relevant social responsibility programs or activities that should be done now?
Ay eto, gustong-gusto kong ikuwento 'no, kasi Marso pa lang ano, I came back from Bangkok and Nepal. And then when I came back here, sabi ko, "Teka, nakakatakot 'no." Kasi kung magkakaroon ng lockdown, especially nga magkakaroon ng mga quarantine and everything else, papaano na yung mga tao na mawawalan ng trabaho? Don't forget, even until now ay wala pa ring mga hindi gano'n karami yung transportation natin. Kaya as much as etong ating mga kababayan ay gusto magtrabaho or ma-reach yung kanilang mga destination, hindi pa rin nila magawa, 'di ba? When I came back here, so natakot ako kaagad. That's the first thing kasi we're into events, okay? So Tag Media Group po kasi ay group of companies para magkaroon ng idea itong ating mga nanonood, no? So we have construction company, we produce concert also, business development po tayo, communication of other companies also, and a lot more. We also produce or manufacture different essential goods, ayan, or products. So anong nangyari? Natakot kami. Bakit? Kasi nga po, 'di ba? We produce concert, there are a lot of companies or our clients na nag-pull out talaga nung kanilang binayad sa amin. So it's very hard, no? So anong inisip namin? Teka muna, no? Sabi ko, okay, we're very blessed pa rin kasi we have like as what Warren Buffett mentioned, no, put your eggs in different basket. At least kami, meron talaga kaming eggs dito sa ibang basket na pinagkakakitaan pa rin. Ang una kong naisip niyan, one thing that people are doing is to help out the frontliners. Pero teka muna, no, ang lahat nakafocus doon. What we're doing also, what we did actually in the first, yan, yung mga March, April, is to reach out also itong mga foundations na baka makalimutan na nitong ating mga kababayan, especially ng mga big corporations kasi nakafocus nga sa frontliners. So, ang ni-reach namin dito at ni-reach nung iba pa nating mga kasamahan, etong mga foundation or mga orphanage na hindi na napapag-usapan, 'di ba? At natatakot lumabas, especially yung mga elders. And one more thing also during that time, March and April, ayaw nating lumabas, walang transportation. So papaano natin i-reach again itong mga gusto pa nating matulungan na very relevant talaga kasi nga yung iba hindi doon nagfo-focus. Thank you so much at may logistics companies tayo like Lala Move, Grab na pwedeng ma-reach itong mga destinations. Ito one sample po na ginawa natin no sa Calamba area. Thank goodness, ang Lala Move kayang i-reach hanggang Los Baños. So meron po kasi tayong tinutulungan na I'm sure po, ito kung maririnig nyo, ito po ang bahay ni Maria. Okay? Sila po, nung pong tinawagan namin sa cellphone, talagang umiiyak. Ayan, yung pong in charge na madre or nan. Bakit po? Hindi sila makalabas kasi nga po, di ba, bawal lumabas, natatakot din silang magkaroon ng COVID. So, ang nangyari po, umiiyak siya at nagte-thank you dahil nga po sa pagtulong na ibibigay natin during that time. Yun nga po, especially mga senior po itong mga to. mga PWD also. So, yun po, very relevant po right now na matulungan po natin yung talagang mga nangangailangan. At ito pa nga po, alam natin, di ba, na itong mga jeepney drivers, nagkaroon po tayo ng technology na ito na yung gagamitin natin, di ba, na mga jeepneys, yung mga ni-launch kamakailan lang. So, nagkaroon din po tayo ng pagtulong dito sa mga nangangailangan. Imagine po, the whole year or sa whole years nila, ayan, sa pagdadrive ng jeep, biglang mawawalan sila ng trabaho. Napakahirap po yun, ha? So, ito po ay partial lang po na ating pong natulungan na very relevant po talaga sa ngayon, yung pong mga nawalan ng trabaho, mga frontliners na nandiyan at nakikipaglaban pa rin para po makatulong dito sa mga nagkasakit ng COVID, di po ba? So we reach out also po itong mga different hospitals, katulad po sa Santa Ana Hospitals at kung ano-ano pa. Many to mention, di ko na nga po alam kung ano pa yung mga pangalan nila, no? Kasi we also contacted yung po mga in charge. And thank you so much po sa mga Tag Media Group na tumutulong po sa amin. Kung hindi po ako makarating, sila naman ang nagre-reach out. Okay? So yun po, very relevant po this day. Special po, we're in pandemic na matulungan po natin itong mga nangangailangan. We're very blessed po, don't forget, especially po, ito nga po, nakikita nyo, napapanood nyo, na malalakas po tayo, no? Meron pa tayong option and opportunity, ayan, na kumita. Pero what more po, especially po itong mga seniors at yung mga abused children and women. Like po dito sa Welcome Home sa Makati, na isa rin po nating natulungan. Napakahirap po sa ngayon, especially nga po na ang focus ay to survive, 'di ba? And to live, ayan, to be alive during po this pandemic. At hindi rin po natin alam,
Wow.
'di ba? Na baka po tumagal pa itong pandemya, hindi natin alam, or maybe in the next months magkaroon nga ng vaccine. Pero teka, ang tanong, meron pa magbababaksin kasi natatakot din sila, 'di ba? So sana po ay
Yes.
matulungan natin. Why we're doing this po? Not just really, hindi po para sa ipakita natin that we can really na meron tayong kakayahan, but to inspire people also na kung kaya ko, kaya nyo rin. Di po ba? Hindi naman ako multinational company. What more, ang mga multinational company na talaga naman pong kumikita pa rin ngayon. Pero thank goodness po na kaya po nating i-acknowledge din using our Asia Leaders Awards. Ayun nga po, we're very thankful with Sir Jesse kasi tumutulong po siya para po dito sa ating advocacy to promote the
Okay.
Philippines, ayan, in Asia. Oo. Yeah.
We'll,
Go
dis-
ahead,
we'll,
Sir Jesse.
we'll discuss us after the break. Pero I was listening to you. Mayroon kang keywords na doon sa tanong ko. One is relevance. Diba? Yung hindi ka lang so generous, hindi naman relevant. So relevant, may sinabi ka for survival, for thriving in this pandemic. So I think yun ang gustong sabihin po ni Engineer Grace. Si Ma'am Grace po is an engineer. Engineer po siya sa industrial wala sa tila ko. But she's an engineer.
Industrial engineering.
Industrial engineering. Anyway, ang sinasabi niya na the keyword is relevance. So, nakakatuwa po yung nagpadala ka ng damit, ang pinala mong damit ay hindi naman magagamit. Yung mga costume o gowns, kung nagpadala ka ng damit, dapat yung magagamit. O kung nagpadala ka ng pagkain, yung talagang makakain nung pinadalhan mo. Di ba? So, yung relevance, para ba ngayon, parang irrelevant ngayon kung yung what you're going to share are things that are actually not needed at this time of the pandemic. So there is more of the basic needs. That is what I got from Engineer Grace. So aside from that, ang nakuha ko is it it has to be various from little things to big things. So hindi lang ang nakikita ko, it's not even the organizations. Also, is the one coordinating things, and that is wonderful. But actually, nakikita ko, it comes from the self. We're going to discuss that after our break. But there are a lot of people watching us now. Ano kaya you post in the chat box? What are your CSR now. What are the things that you do now to other people? In English or in Tagalog? Ano po ang ating mga ayuda, ang ating sinishare sa ating kapwa ngayon na may pandemya? Engineer Grace and I would like to do that. Tapos ito lang ang nakita ko ha. Before the break, can I have Engineer Grace again? Engineer Grace, kasi baka makalimutan natin. Can we have Engineer Grace? I mentioned that you are with Go Negosyo. So hindi talaga ito ayuda as in face mask, as in food. So this is actually motivational, or this is actually a procedure, or you're trying to inspire people. Do you still do that now? Is it still relevant now? Yan ang tanong ko po sa iyo. Do you still have Go
Super
Negosyo?
relevant. Yes, super
Ah,
relevant. Kasi 'di ba, right now nawawalan tayo ng ganang magtrabaho yung iba kasi they don't have any option. Pero under Go Negosyo kasi nagbibigay tayo ng ibang opportunities, giving them experiences and guidelines kung papaano pa rin makasurvive. Kasi yun nga, no, binanggit ko kanina, why if others can, why can't you? Napakaraming trabaho right now na pinagkakakitaan. I'm very thankful and grateful dahil dito sa ating mga kasamahan, makikita mo talaga, naging multi-millionaires pa because of this pandemic. Yun ang gusto ko nang i-share mamaya sa inyong lahat, na hindi dapat tayo
okay.
mawawalan talaga ng lakas ng loob at faith. Ayan. Sir
Kaya ko
Jesse.
yan, kaya ko yan tinanong kasi yan po yung nagka-transition from your social responsibility because you teach to your advocacy. Kasi entrepreneur ka. Yan po ang masishare sa atin ni Engineer Grace Bondad. Yung bang, para bang hindi lang na generous ka nag-help, mayroon kang advocacy, mayroon kang purpose sa ginagawa mo, mayroon kang paninindigan kung bakit mo yung ginagawa. At ito, we have the persona herself who can share with us kung ano po yun. Kasi marami rin di po akong alam dyan, very generous. Here in our community, very generous. Bigay ng bigay. Pero malayo naman dun sa persona nila. Diba? So, dapat ito, she is inspiring people to have businesses through Go Negosyo, and makikita mo, kasi mayroon siya doong kagandahang loob na mag-share and then asking other people. I'm very sure hindi naman lang siya, although alam kong mayaman yan, hindi lang naman siya, but she is the vessel. She is the facilitator kasi she has friends na can pull the funds together and then share it. Wonderful. I hope you're listening. I'm going to share this so that you can emulate para makopya po natin. Makopya natin. So, we have a break after 30 minutes. Director Jay, can we have the break? And then we'll have wonderful conversations after. Okay. Can we have the break? Welcome back to HR Hotline. Can I have the slide, our poster that introduces us to the wonderful programs of TNC? Director J, please. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, tune in to TNC the whole week. We have the big picture, inspiring stories of notable personalities from Mondays to Fridays. The family business is everyone's business on Saturdays. Life business and success stories on the fourth project on Saturdays. Direct from Dubai. Beauty beyond what your eyes can see. Usapang Beauty on Thursdays and Saturdays. Time to hear positive stories from those who recovered. COVID stories on Saturdays. Life purpose and turnaround stories. You turn on Mondays and Thursdays with my friend Carmine Ortega. Build and own a property, the home buyer with Dante Salamat. Laugh and learn from puppetry arts around the world. The Puppet Stories with Juan Lu. Magbenta bumili at tumulong dahil bukas na ang TNC Marketplace. It's an online night bazaar on Thursdays and Fridays. Know your rights and the basic law. YOLO on Thursdays. Learn about money and more on Tuesdays. Two leaders, one platform. The TNC, the talk Mondays, and chill and booze after shift on Wednesday, and strategize and win in life to win within on Saturdays. For kids, dream, achieve, nurture, and inspire. Watch the Danny Art Show on Fridays. Okay, can we have that? Somebody's calling me. Somebody's calling me. I'll answer her later on. Okay? That is what we do when you are on a live stream. Everything goes. But you know what is wonderful? Because we are recorded, then we can share this later on. Thank you for those who are watching. We have a number, and I ask you to share with us what you are doing, what you are sharing at this time of the pandemic. Let's have Engineer Grace Bondad Nicolas again because I still have a lot of questions to ask. Okay, so you mentioned about what the last time that the last topic that we're discussing from Go Negosyo, then you are inspiring people. You're also with Makati Tourism and American. These are your advocacies. So why are you there? Pardon the question.
Okay, yeah. Why in Makati first? Of course, first things because my office is in Makati, 'di ba? Pero as
Right.
much as possible, we can be everywhere. We're gonna do that. Ano, because of the advocacy. It's not only just in one city. It must be everywhere, 'di ba? And then American Association of the Philippines because my daughters, I have three daughters, wonderful daughters. They're all American. So, and I want to get involved also, of course, 'di ba? And not only that, because of the advocacy to help out. American Association of the Philippines actually is not just for the Americans, but of course for the Filipino Americans and Filipinos. Actually, right now here in the Philippines, we have 10 scholars, Filipino scholars who are indigents under AAP or American Association of the Philippines. Ano? So, and then we're helping out, of course, a lot of Americans also and Philams here in the Philippines na nangangailangan ng tulong. Hindi naman lahat ng Amerikano
So
ay mayayaman at may kakayanan. 'Di ba? So
very
that's why
good,
I'm
very
there.
good.
Yeah.
Very good you mentioned that kasi that is advocacy. Your statement na hindi naman lahat ng PhilAm ay mayayaman. So ang sasabihin, bakit nandun kaya si Ma'am Grace? That is, ladies and gentlemen, the advocacy. So she stands for those who are a little bit in need. So Ma'am Grace advocacy is to be in that association, which is the American Association. I don't know if I'm telling you I'm correct, but yung advocacy niya is to help. So that is actually the alignment of the CSR with what you believe, what is your purpose. Wonderful Engineer Nicolas. So that means yung advocacy actually mo is to help. Can you continue? I pardon,
Actually,
I
oh sige, Sige, sabihin nating to help, no? Pero 'di ba syempre meron tayong mga specific advocacy na tinatawag, 'di ba? Like for the environment, ano, we're environmentalists, tinuturuan natin
Yan
itong
yung
ating mga
ginagawa mo.
anak muna.
Yan yung, yan yung ginagawa mo sa tree top. Sa tree top, di ba yung ano yon, yung plants. Okay. Yung green yon. O ano pa?
Okay.
Sige.
Yeah, but not
Isa-isahin
only that,
natin.
no, hindi correct kasi nabanggit mo rin kanina, 'di ba, corporate social responsibility sa mga corporation. Pero yun nga pinag-usapan din natin kanina, yung PSR naman, personal social responsibility natin.
Right,
I mentioned
right.
to you, yes, I mentioned to you kanina, it's human nature to help. 'Di ba? As much as we want to help talaga, gagawin natin especially if we have something in our pocket. Naalala ko pa nga no in 2010 may lumapit sa atin. I have like 500 pesos in my pocket. Ibinigay pa rin natin 'yon kasi we really like to give something out, 'di ba? Sa mas nangangailangan. Kumbaga talaga namang babawiin pa natin 500 pesos sila, especially yung mga humihingi ng tulong ng mga alms diyan sa daan. I keep on telling to my husband kapag na traffic magbigay. Ang hirap din kaya na nasa labas yung manghingi ng ano, ng abuloy or alms, 'di ba? As much as possible, we like to reach out this kind of people, ano, yung mga indigents na tinatawag natin. What they're having right now, it's very hard, 'di ba? Yun nga ulitin natin no, yung PSR na kanina no, ito actually is from you, not from me. Yung personal social responsibility, talagang it's human nature. Kung lahat ng kaya nating gawin, kung kaya din lang, especially to share and to help, gagawin natin, 'di ba? Kaya lang hindi rin naman natin masisisi yung iba na nangangailangan din, 'di ba? Na hindi naman makapagbigay. Because don't forget that in this time of crisis, each and every one of us are in crisis. Kahit po
Yes,
itong tinatawag nating mga mentors natin, 'di ba? Etong ka-classmate mo yata sa Harvard or something si Robert Yupanco, 'di ba?
yes.
Billionaire 'yan. Pero don't forget in crisis pa rin. Bakit? 5 theme parks na pag-aari niya, 'di ba?
Wala.
Close. But
Oh.
'di ba wala talaga, walang income na pumapasok. Pero don't forget no, ang pagkakaiba, meron po tayong mga animals na hina-handle at kailangan mabuhay dito sa mga theme parks niya. So we're spending at least 500,000 pesos every week. Ayan, para mapakain natin tong mga to, di ba? So lahat po ay in crisis, pero we're very thankful and grateful once again dito sa mga kumpanya na nagre-reach out pa to this community to help out. So bilangin natin, isa-isahin din natin katulad ng Bounty Fresh, nag-donate sila ng mga chicken, ayan, ng Magnolia, mga chicken, dito sa Subic Safari para makatulong dito sa mga animals. It's part of their CSR, di ba? So nakakatulong, ayan, reaching out talaga to those who are in need. Oh, so ayun, Sir Jesse, ayan, para ma-share ko lang din
So,
naman sa inyo what's
so,
happening right now. Oo.
pero may kasabihan sa Bicol, Diyos mabalos. Yung sinasabing karma, if you do something good, pabalik din yan sa'yo eh. Especially, alam mo, may kasabihan kami sa family. If you share to somebody yung namatayan, kung nag-abuloy ka sa namatay, ay, sus mio, grace, bumabalik yun talaga. In one way or another, you'll just find out, ay, bakit nagkapera ako? Para bang nag-thank you sa'yo, yung natulungan mong patay. Di ba yun? Kasi sinabi mong human nature eh. Human nature. And it is actually, hindi naman that you're just waiting na, of course, you invested and you are waiting that, ay nako, the heaven will repay me for this. Pero actually, the action of doing that when it is actually true and sincere, may babalik. The heaven will not be deaf not to repay you. Kaya Diyos mabalos. It's God who will repay you. So now I'm listening to you, Grace, and I'm learning a lot. And I'm learning a lot. Now, let's go to this. So, ang dami mong advocacy, that the trees, that one of the PhilAm who are not actually in need, the face mask, and actually, that also comes from your friends, di ba? And ito na nakita yung, wow, you are really wonderful, and my classmate si Robert, yes, we enjoy the safari, but this time, yung lahat po na nagpunta doon na nag-enjoy, Naku, mag-guilty ka kasi talaga kumakain din po yun. Ay naku Grace, magpapadala ako ng pagkain doon kasi natutuwa ako sa mga animals dyan. You know, I'm always in Tagaytay and I always uh, visit the zoo. Anyway, meron ka pang isang advocacy. Bakit nandyan ka sa Asia Leadership Awards? Ano ba ang advocacy mo dyan at ano ang CSR mo dyan o PSR mo dyan?
Yes, correct. Oo, correct. So don't forget po, no, Sir Jesse, Tag Media Group po, the objective is to promote the Philippines as the premier business hub in Asia from our campaigns, from the construction
Ah,
that we're doing. Alam nyo, di ba, engineer ako. Okay, nakagraduate po ako ng industrial engineering, pero I build also an engineering company which is focused on residential, on renovation of buildings, and a lot more. Accredited contractor po tayo ng University of the Philippines also kung hindi nyo alam, no? Kasi lagi nyo nakikita, puro campaigns dito sa aking Facebook account, which is yun naman talaga yung gusto ko ring mangyari since nung college ako, no? Kaya lang ngayon, napapunta nga tayo sa engineering. And yun nga, no, just to a little background, my parents kasi own a construction company also for 21 years and I'm the eldest in the siblings of three, kaya dun din ako nakafocus sa engineering. So ang point natin kasi dito, no, bakit ako nasa Asia Leaders Awards, to promote the talent and the destination, of course, and these leaders who are making a difference. Kasi nga, di ba, under Tag Media Group, to promote the Philippines. So it's one thing that we like also to do, to acknowledge these people who are making a difference. And for this year nga, no, if you're going to check our website under Asia Leaders Awards.asia, makikita nyo rin yung mga taong gustong tumulong, sino-sino etong mga to. Ito yung awards committee. And for this year nga po, no, tatlong ambassador, Asian ambassadors, ang kasama natin, which includes, of course, the leaders from different organizations and industries like Sir Jesse Rebustillo, di ba? So,
thank you.
that's why we're in Asia Leaders Awards, to acknowledge and to promote, of course, the talent of our of these leaders, ayan, to influence and to inspire etong ating mga kababayan, not just here in the Philippines but Asia Pacific region. Maybe next time we're going to be global, 'di ba? Why not? Hindi naman masamang mangarap, 'di ba? Before this, actually our third year already. Imagine that nakatatlong taon na, kung hindi ko to in-startan 3 years ago, 'di ba? So wala siya. But so we're very thankful and grateful because of the patrons, because of the support of our judging committee or awards committee, because without you guys, we're not gonna be here to acknowledge. What's nice with the Asia Leaders Award for this year, our main focus, kaya yung slogan natin, di ba, nakalagay, these leaders are shining more during this pandemic, or these authentic leaders or real leaders are shining more during this pandemic. Bakit? Bakit yun yung naging slogan? Kasi nga, every one of us are in pandemic, pero kitang-kita natin and visually who are these leaders who are there, hindi natatakot pong lumabas to help out and to reach out these frontliners, these indigents, these foundations, these orphanages, to really really reaching them to help out, 'di ba? So yun po, we just really like to acknowledge these people, not just helping their organization to survive but also helping everyone in pandemic. Nakakatuwa, di po ba? So, yun po, that's why we are in Asia Leaders Awards. Even
I
though,
got
ayun nga
you.
po, no, oo. So, we're going to have a live event po, not virtual. And we're going to do all the protocols under Makati Shangri-La. And what's nice for this year also, the Embassy of Singapore allowed us to do the second event, the second venue inside the embassy, 'di ba? Because of the trust, because of the support of the ambassador to this event. Kasi in unity po talaga, kailangan po talaga sama-sama to produce ayan a good activity. Without everyone, it will not happen. So yun po, that's why we are in this event, in this activity, the Asia Leaders Award. Sir Jesse?
Okay. Yes, I got you. I got you. Ang gusto mong sabihin, one is the promotion of the Philippines. But what I got from you is that It's a pat on the back. A lot of people are actually doing their own CSR, their own help, their own ayuda, but nobody's actually recognizing them. So I got you that the Asian Leadership Award is actually for this time to look into these people who are actually doing Samaritan, good things. Kasi sometimes we are all talaga. I love your trend of thought. You were telling us that everybody is in crisis, even my dear friend Robert. And then maybe we're all martyrs. We're so, even myself, I'm so keen and so busy with with my earnings, with my what I do now. But we forgot to recognize other people. You know, na-target mo ako, ha? So, at this time, during lunch, after this, my late lunch, I have to recognize my katulong. So, the Asia Leadership Awards for this time is actually recognizing those leaders who are doing their own sharing. Wonderful, wonderful. So it's actually, that is what I told you earlier, that your CSR should be aligned with your advocacy so that what you do, there is a katuturan. There is what you call a purpose. There is relevance, as what engineer told us earlier. There is relevance in what I do. So one last. So when will this be? This Asia, and what are the categories? You did not mention the categories for the Asia Leaders Awards.
Nako, napakaraming categories. Actually, although much lesser for this year, no? Kasi nga we focus on these leaders who are reaching out talaga, not just in their achievement in their organization, but of course also what they're doing outside their organizations, di ba? So we're going to have 20, pero ang kaya ko lang ma-mention yung naalala ko, no? Of course, the man of the year. Ayan yung talaga namang kitang-kita yung kanilang ginagawa outside their organization. And then we're going to have the Lifetime Excellence Award. And many more. Actually, ayan, check nyo na lang muna yung Asia
Can they
Leaders Award
still
Asia.
can they still nominate people? Or
Hindi na,
tapos na?
close na, 'di ba?
Or
Kasi we
close
already
na?
sent out, oo, to the awards committee yung pong mga nominated or finalists, and then they're going to choose. We actually received na from the three ambassadors, ayan, and two different awards committee yung kanilang mga nakita na pupuwedeng awardan or awardees under them. So, and then it will be on November 20, 2020, of course, at Makati Shangri-La Rizal Ballroom C, and then November 23 at the Embassy of Singapore. So what's nice
Wow.
with this, Makati Shangri-La gave us 10 hours. Last year, we only had like 4 hours. But for this year, because of the pandemic, because of the protocol, we're going to have it in Makati Shangri-La for 10 whole hours. So parang one whole day tayo. But of course, don't forget po, no, because of the safety protocol and a lot more, after an hour, 15 minutes after an hour, there's going to be a disinfection. So parang bago ulit yung whole ballroom. Then after an hour again, another disinfection. Every hour po yan, every 15 minutes. So talaga pong very safe, ayan, to attend. What's nice also for this year, although we're not going to accept yung outside guests, only from the guests nitong mga awardees natin, kasi nga, no, we're just going to limit every hour the people inside the ballroom na 20 lang po. That includes all the awardees, a maximum of 3 plus 4 from their group, and then the awards committee, even with the MC, even the voiceover, lahat po yan, 20 people lang inside the ballroom per hour. Then after an hour, they really need to go out na. Because another awardees will be go inside naman. So that's some of the protocols that we're doing. Ayun nga po, para hindi matakot, ayan, lalo na si Sir Jesse, ayaw lumabas. Ayan, kasi nga may mga senior. Don't forget, no, katulad ng CEO ng Jollibee, he's coming at 9 a.m. Ayan, kasi gusto niya siya naman yung mauna. Ayan, but don't forget po, after that hour, may 15 minutes na disinfection the whole ballroom. So parang
Wow.
bagong-bago again yung whole ballroom. That's under Makati Shangri-La. Ayan, alam naman natin, no,
Thank you.
five-star hotel ang Makati Shangri-La. So they're really doing the protocol and everything using, dapat talaga naka-face mask and face shield, at hindi pwedeng tanggalin until kakain na. Ayan, of course, there's still food, but tinanggal po natin ang entertainment. Okay? So, wala po entertainment na magaganap. There will be like celebratory, of course, the turnover of the trophy, the photo ops, the awards committee will be there. And then, of course, there will be food on the table under Makati Shangri-La. So, that will happen. What will happen naman po on November 23 at Embassy of Singapore, the ambassador just chose three of the awards committee under him. And then, ito pong tatlong ito, ang tatlong awardees po, yung ating po ina-expect na nandun sa embassy together with their teams and of course the awards committee. So very
Very
limited din
nice.
po, very
Very
exclusive.
nice.
Yes. So so yun po yung mangyayari for the
Thank
two
you.
venues. Imagine two venues. Yes, during this pandemic at push na push talaga because we really need to acknowledge these leaders. Ayan, para ma-impluwensyahan pa nila yung iba ring mga companies, ibang leaders to help out also and to go out, to reach out these communities. Ayan. Sir
You
Jesse?
know, yes, I'm listening to you kasi so that those who are watching and viewing us may have an idea on what is the new normal. So I just asked you to describe to us how the event will happen. Because everybody, even myself, is really curious. How are you now going to have a live event in a hotel? So there goes, ladies and gentlemen, Engineer Nicolas told us that every 15 minutes there will be disinfection and then only a few people will come in. So now you have an idea. So now you so even in weddings, maybe you can have that, even on birthdays. Siguro I will have my birthday. I will do that. I will have some guests in the morning, lunchtime, in the afternoon, and evening. Wow, I got it from you. This is what you call insights. Baka sabihin niyo, ay naku, ba't nagkwento lang si Engineer Nicolas? The insight there, it will give us idea on how we are going to do it. Thank you for sharing, Ma'am Grace. Anyway, time runs so fast. We'll have the next break. And after this, I'll have one more question before you give your parting message, Engineer Nicolas. So can we have the second break, please? You know, when it's a nice conversation, time runs so fast. So we are now in the third portion, which is the job fair. Can we have the slides that tell us, for those who are still looking for jobs, you can send your application to wdainc.com.ph. Recruitment at WDA, that's Wills, Design and Associates Inc.com.ph. And also Puzzlebacks with a BPO. They're still looking for staff, and you can send your application to careers at puzzlebacks-inc.com or to and also to Algon in Cabuyao, Laguna. You can send your application through algonplace at gmail.com. For those who are interested to be uh, sponsors of this show, kindly PM me. I am endorsing the annual conference of PMAP, and it is ongoing. Tomorrow I will be a speaker, and also the national conference of the PSTD come November 21, 22, and 23. So let's go back to Engineer Grace Bondad Nicolas. You know, it's so nice that I have this live streaming. I share this to my cousins, Nelda and Donald, so that they can see their cousin here. You know, you have to be on top, total online presence, and one of which is just you're you're exposing yourselves to your dear ones. Okay, one question, and then I'll have your parting message. One question: with all the things that you do, Engineer Nicolas, can you tell us one by one as you can recall so that people will emulate you? What are the advocacies and personal corporate responsibilities that you do now?
Okay, for
Please.
the advocacy kasi I'm into women empowerment kami kasi tatlo magkakapatid puro babae and my dad keeps on telling me even when we're still young na wag matakot lumabas, wag matakot na makipag-usap kahit kanino that we can do everything on our own. So yun, I'm very thankful with the foundation from my family because they're always there since then until now talaga. So it's always about the foundation of the family. So women empowerment talaga. So I keep on telling everyone na yun nga if others can, why can't you? 'Di ba? So second is yun nga yung environment. Even my kids, maliliit pa sila, I keep on telling them, even eating candies kung walang trash can, put it first in your bag or in your wallet or even in your pocket kasi even one plastic it makes a difference, 'di ba? So kaya even right now my kids are grown up now, they're all young adults. So, ayun, naibahagi natin sa kanila how to take care dun nga sa environment. So, yun nga, next thing also is of course, yun nga, binanggit ko na yan, human nature. I keep on just helping as much as I can kasi I'm very grateful and thankful because of the blessings that I have right now. Well, even then naman that's why maybe I'm into sharing because I saw it also with my parents. My mom, marami siyang pinag-aral na seminarians na ngayon mga pari na. And then my dad with his construction company, marami siya talagang mga employees sa binigyan niya ng bahay, nakapagpaaral siya ng mga anak nito. So maybe kung ano kasing nakikita. So that's why we really need to become a good model citizen, not just for our kids but also even outside, ayan, in the community. So yeah, so those are the things that I keeps me busy nowadays. Those are the advocacies na gusto ko talagang i-push. But there are so many, even the reproductive health, that's also my advocacy because my kids, we're going to check their twins. So I seek help from these good doctors. Marami pang iba actually eh. So women rights, that's also some of my advocacy to be heard, of course, because I'm a writer also, something like that. But of course, again we're doing this kind of thing not to flaunt what we can do but to influence others also to help out ang sabi nga nila
Wow.
no di ba what's our purpose in this world for me kasi ayun I'll be very honest to help out my family first kasi if you cannot help your family how are you going to help also other people di ba that's first thing so that's first thing that you really need of course to check also within yourself 'di ba? As katulad kay Sir Jesse nakikita ko is very in touch with the family because maybe the family values ayun yung nakatak in sa foundation on his own from the parents. It's the same thing as me. So I'm very grateful and thankful with the parents. Ayan na I'm with because they're there pinakita sa akin talaga don't do to others what you don't want others to do unto you. Yan ang hindi ko makalimutan yung golden rule. And if you really can help out. Ayan, because you're very blessed. So just share, 'di ba? So Sir Jesse, yun yung mai-share ko sa Ayan, about my family, the values that I have from the foundation. Ayan.
Okay, any parting message for our viewers?
Just first thing is we're in pandemic, no, pero wag kayong mawawalan ng pag-asa. Yun nga, again uulitin ko, if others can, if I can do it. Ayan, may mga concert po ako, may mga clients ako na nag-pull out, pero teka, hindi ako mawawalan ng pag-asa. Napakaraming pagkakakitaan sa ngayon. Okay? Kasi with these earnings also are the means that you can also reach out for the community. Kasi ang sabi nga nila, no, you can only give. Ayan, kung anong meron ka. Kasi if you don't have it, how are you going to reach out and to give something dun sa iba? 'Di ba? So we really need to help ourselves first. First thing also, ayan, check the opportunities, grab the opportunities. There are so many po, especially the online marketing and online selling. 75% of the Filipinos are online right now. Don't forget, makakuha lang po tayo ng 10% to become our clients, multi-millionaire na tayo kaagad, di ba? Especially right now, we have this kind of event, we have this kind of activity, reaching out to you, to influence you. Ayan, and ito nga po, with our Asia Leaders Award, ayun po, sana po ay tangkilikin natin next year po. Don't forget, nominate once again to acknowledge these leaders who are reaching out the community. Ayan, Sir Jesse, thank you so much also for inviting me at talaga namang kulang yung oras eh. Gustong-gusto ko magsalita,
Yeah.
alam mo yan.
Ay, magkakaroon tayo sa next season natin. I'll invite you so that you can share everything that you do so that you can be a good example to all to have what you call share what you have and have an advocacy on what you believe on. Thank you very much, Engineer Grace Bondad Nicolas. So there goes, ladies and gentlemen. That is the topic for today. Personal social responsibility. But if you're an HR, you facilitate your corporate social responsibility. And we get it from our guests. What you cannot give what you don't have. But anything that you have, you share because it will come back. And it is actually what you believe for. And that is your person, your belief. You advocate on something you believe in because there is something lacking. Of course, you don't have to be an advocate for somebody who you think is actually already up there. Advocacy is for standing, supporting, holding somebody who is in need, who is actually left out. And then you can now align it and connect it to the program and activities that you do. And that is your social responsibility. I would like to add that the word accountability. You're accountable to the other people in the world. No one is an island. The social responsibility that we do because you're accountable to your brothers. Just like Saint Francis, or just like what Pope Francis, who like the message of Fratelli Tutti, brother sun, sister moon, brothers all. We have to be socially responsible, even to the prisoners, even to the people in the street people, because you are accountable to them. In the end, you will ask yourself, or heaven, God will ask you, what have you done to your brethren, to your brother? And to be practical about it, have an advocacy and do your personal social responsibility. Diyos mabalos po, ito si Jesse Francis Rebustillo.